Video games. They're pretty cool. I like video games. Do you like video games? I don't know, maybe you do. Ignore the body pillow. I am ashamed of it. The video games are pretty cool, and I've always wanted to make video games. Issue, I can't. I tried that one time. Didn't work out. Long story? Not really, but I won't explain it anyways. Now I was just watching a video by a man by the name of Funky. Check him out. Link in the description, maybe. I don't know. And I was just like, bro, I want to talk about the video game that I like, that I want to make if I could. And also if I had the money, and if people would want to work with me, and I could actually explain my vision better. Whatever. These are not like super unique concepts like in his video. He had some cool concepts. I'm just like spitballing story ideas and shit. Yeah. First one's one that I've had for years. It's about a kid. It's a platformer, 3D platformer. It's about a kid who, his name's Zives, and his brother gets kidnapped by this like god called Chaos, who is he's just like the god of everything bad, and there's another god who's the god of everything good, and you gotta save him and also all of his friends, right? So there's 5 worlds. Per world, you get a new character, so you get 5 characters in total. Although the final character is like a post game character, you know, and yeah, that's basically it. It doesn't have a focus on combat, but every character has a different weapon that they use for different things. For example, we have the main character. He has a sword that's great for cutting ropes. You have second guy, Jay. He has a gun. Pew pew, shoot targets. And then you have 2 other ones who I'm not sure about the names. I'm not sure about Jay either. Anyways, one of them has like a grappling hook slash whip, and well, that works as a grappling hook, you know, and then you grapple. And then last person can climb walls, right? Basic stuff. And then there's also the last person who doesn't really have anything special. Yeah, basically it. Second game. So this one is inspired by like Resident Evil and Metal Gear and space, right? So it's a mix of those 3, right? So what it is, this is actually what inspired a D&D campaign of mine, actually. So what it is, you're this guy, you're on a mission to explore a space station that where it's theorized that they're working, they're experimenting on people and, you know, creatures to morph them, and then you figure out, yeah, that's true, and you have to sneak around getting information and killing these creatures, and it'll be like a horror stealth game. So you'd run around, there will be monsters to kill. Some of them have been realized fully, some of them haven't. There's one boss battle I really wanted to do in the D&D campaign, but I never got that far because I stopped enjoying it, where there's 4 pillars, and basically the boss is 4 hits, and to kill it, you can't shoot it with bullets. It doesn't work. No. So what you have to do instead, is you have to when it runs out of ammo, because it's like big gun, and then once it runs out of bullets, hides behind one of the pillars. You gotta shoot the pillar. Pillar falls down, hurts it, and then it does that for all 4 pillars, right? Destroy it, and then the whole roof falls down or something. I haven't played it out yet. So there would be a lot of weapons, but there would be 4 starting ones. Those were in the campaign: a big axe, a gun, knife, and a staff. And they'd all have their downsides and upsides. The knife sucks, right? It has terrible damage, but can cut through certain types of metal. So it can get you, for example, through vents. The axe is really good damage. It's a heavy weapon. It does a lot of damage, but you need credentials to actually use it. So you have a fake ID to like show that you can use it. And if anybody catches you using this big axe, which, you know, you're holding it, they're gonna ask for your ID, and they're gonna look at it, and they have like a certain amount of chance of be in your favor, obviously like 75-25 in your favor, of them figuring out if it's fake or not. And then if they figure it out, they take your weapon away, and you gotta find a new one. The gun is ranged, um, but also does pretty piss poor damage. Um, but it is also quite concealed. And then lastly, the staff it can change itself to a cane, and yeah, so that's basically it. It changes itself to a cane, but because it's not a laser-based weapon, it can't really do anything else for exploration. I'm laying like this now. If you can't tell, unscripted video. So next game idea I have is one where you're this guy, and you can go between two worlds, the human world and like a spiritual world, or like some sort of magic world or something, but using a spell. And he goes, and then he like makes circle, pulls the world towards him. It's got this cool visual in my mind I won't visualize, but like, yeah, that's basically it. Uh, and in the regular world, he can't really do much, but he can interact with people, which he can't do in the other world. The other world is completely empty of people. It's basically the same thing, but it's just devoid of people, except for like monsters and such, or ghosts or whatever. I haven't quite thought up the idea. And in that world, he has magic powers, and so the like Earth realm is where the story progress happens, and side quests and such. Then the like spiritual realm, or like the monster realm, whatever, is where combat happens, and also more story, but like mainly combat, where you use magic spells. I've thought of one where you can chain them down. So he has like a chain attack where you just, and then he chains them to the ground so that they're stuck there, like stasis in a way, from Breath of the Wild. And then you can like punch them as many times as long as they're down. The more you punch them, the weaker the chains get, and the chains get weaker over time anyways, but they'll get even weaker if you punch them. And then yeah, and then there's also like a laser beam, and you can fly around and shit. Yeah. Roguelikes, I like them. I really like them. How about roguelike? Oh, pause. Yeah, that's it. I've just been like, I want to make a roguelike. That's about it. I just want to make a roguelike. All right, so this next one, it's a concept. It's sort of inspired by, what's that game? Um, Human Fall Flat. Uh, with like the physics, but basically, you play as this little blob man, and you're at the bottom of a mountain. You have to climb up with like ragdoll physics. Uh, that's basically as far as it's gonna get. It's a pretty simple concept, but I enjoy it. I enjoy that concept. I want to make a stealth 2D platformer. So you play as this dude. I don't know if he's like a spy or whatever, but it's essentially a puzzle platformer. But instead of the puzzles being like find the key and put the key in the thing, or figure out a riddle or a code or whatever, instead the puzzle is figuring out how you can get past enemies with minimal casualties, right? So, um, what you do, right, is you play as this character. Haven't figured it out yet. Will never figure it out. And your mission is to do something. Get into a building, right? So you have to, but also don't kill anybody, because that's against the law, right? Laws say don't murder. Pretty bad. So what you do instead, sorry, is stealth around them by climbing vents and going around them. But it's a 2D game, so it's more difficult than a 3D game. Because in a 2D game, there's less places to move. So you have to be quick on your feet and jump over shit. Music in video games. Might make a video on it. Might not. Probably won't, because I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to music stuff in video games. But I like when games have like a music mechanic that's not necessarily integral. Sometimes they can be integral, but like that's unique at the very least. I love the note blocks in Minecraft. I love the Animal Crossing like town theme you can make. Lots of stuff like that. I love in video games, and I want to make something like that where, but instead of that, music is instead an integral part of the gameplay, like Just Shapes and Beats, Sayonara Wild Hearts, Wander Song, all games that are I wouldn't consider rhythm games, yet the music is more still integral to the video gaming, the video gaming, and so I had an idea where it's an RPG, but it's also sort of a rhythm game, sort of, where to avoid attacks you have to like kind of like move to the beat, right? Say you just and also to do the attacks you have to move to the rhythm of the beat, right? So it is more of a rhythm game, I guess. So basically, like say you have a fireball attack and there's like 5 hits, and then the music goes like right. Since to do the fireball attack, you gotta go 5 hits, and so then suddenly the music changes and it's like so you gotta go. Sometimes it gets more funky. It's like right. You have to dodge on every beat, and you have to dodge correctly as well. So like it's like a 3x3 square. Oh, I don't know why I did circles. 3x3 square, where you're in the middle, and then shit comes towards you, and you have to dodge it. You can dodge diagonally and all that stuff. So, or whatever, and yeah. But also, that's probably a dumb idea. And also, I won't make any of these games. It doesn't matter. Bye.